you look around the league, there's a lot of teams, in the hunt. We're in the hunt. You sit here and you say, hey, Thanksgiving, and close to the end of November, and we're in the hunt. When you sit around that table tomorrow, you're saying we're in the hunt. And there's a lot of teams that wish they were in the hunt. But we're in the hunt.
It is a miracle that you're hearing my voice. So I hear people say, and Sean and Kyle will say this, that people listen to us after loss because it helps. And I would ask those people, don't you need different help? Like, don't you need more help than this podcast can provide? Why would you go to the source of something that made you sad, like the In the Hunt cast? Sean's at a wedding. He's not even trying. Louie Gee is filling in for Sean. Kyle's here. They better have some things to talk about because I am against this. So go. Analyze. All 24 it. I don't care.
Sean's at a wedding?
Yeah.
Sunday wedding.
No, he lives in New York City. At least he lives in New York City.
You got to drop those friends. If a friend has a Sunday wedding, Bills game or not, you got to drop that friend. That's insane. That's not a good friend.
We strategize, Tracy and I, like we don't become close enough friends with anyone that they'd actually invite us to a wedding. Like that's, as soon as it starts to get too hot, we're like, whoa, they're engaged. Let's back up. Or they've been together a while. That's like let's stiff them a couple of times. And then after they get married, we can rekindle the friendship. I do not want to go to that wedding. I'm not talking about the game, so you guys go for it. But.
Okay, sorry. I'm glad they lost. I'm starting there.
You could have said anything. That's the best possible thing you could have said.
I'm glad they lost. Obviously, I didn't want them to lose. This is the first time in the history of this podcast I've maybe predicted them to win 5 times.
That's true.
And this was one of them. And there we go. Fuck me, right? So. I'm glad they lost. Obviously, like I said, I didn't want them to lose at the beginning of the game or before halftime even. I was like, obviously I don't want them to lose. But as the game went on, the beginning of the fourth quarter, I was like, I hope they lose this game because fuck them. They fucking deserve to lose. They did not deserve to feel good about a win. If Josh Allen leads them down in that final drive and they win and then they're all happy, I go, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be happy. You deserve to be miserable. You deserve it. And I'm glad they lost for that reason. In that fourth quarter, I did not give a shit. I said in my head, obviously, because I had Bills fans around me and I didn't want to get beat up. But in my head, I go, I'm glad they lost. They deserve this shit.
You're so dumb. I don't think they deserve to lose, but this is just another, like, I'm on Greg's side today. Like, okay, a really good team lost and they played really shitty. Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's get to the question game. Like, I just want to play the question game. There's no reason to overanalyze this. Me and Kyle had a good conversation on the way back from watching the game. Like, I'll be interested to see come Tuesday. Will the Bills still be the favorite to win the Super Bowl? I think so. And if not, the Eagles might take them a little bit, but nothing changed because a beat up team, lost the game against a good defense. And Allen had what? I mean, that was his worst game since his rookie year. I mean, it was just good.
It's not true that it's not true that nothing changed, but Kyle wanted to say something. So
well, real quick, I'm glad you brought up a whole banged up team thing because the bang up was on defense, who I feel did their job. The run game was a little suspect, but that offense was fully healthy except for Spencer Brown and was dog shit. A fully healthy offense was complete dog shit on the road against, sure, a good Jets defense, but again, there's no way. I don't care how good the defense is. Your offense is supposed to be nearly unstoppable. And it's a bad Jets team. That is a bad Jets team.
Yeah, they're not good. The reason, not to disagree with you and then let someone else talk, Louie. The reason I don't think it's true that nothing changed is it's all about the first seed and how important that is. And now the Chiefs will be the Super Bowl favorite because they're going to probably beat Tennessee. I think that's like the Sunday night or Monday night game this week. I won't watch it. So that, like, that window will change. Like the Bills weren't going to win the rest of their games. Not a lot of teams finished 16-1. The Chiefs will probably not lose more than like one game. So now, like, you know, that pressure's on. So it does change because that first seed I think is so important, and you don't want to go through KC. And when you lose to the Jets, a team you should beat, then that really hurts your chances of getting that number one seed. So that was not me analyzing the game. That was analyzing the big picture, which I am allowed to do. So
I'm glad you're here.
yeah. Oh, can I tell you, like, do you want to hear why I don't like want to do this?
Yeah, the podcast.
The podcast, like why, like, so I don't know if Sean, I don't know if Kyle, and I don't even know you, Louie, if you get mad at me because I'm always like no pod. Like during the game, I'll text Kyle and Sean, and I'm like, when the Bills are down or like a team scores to go up on them, I text no pod because I don't want to do the pod. And I wouldn't say I'm joking because I'm not really joking. I do not ever want to do the pod. I'm always going to be honest about that. And there are times when I'd say that I'm serious, that I'm not doing it that day. And normally, like, I'll huff and puff and just get angry, and I'll end up doing it. And like, they'll always say, "Oh, don't you feel better?" And I'm always like, "No." But anyways, the reason I don't want to do the pod is because I am traumatized by like years and years and years of answering post-game calls and listening to post-game. And when they lost, my job was to go in every day and just analyze the same stupid fucking game. So that still hangs with me. And there's not a single thing anyone can say about this game that matters. In a game like this, you're going to hear shit like, "Oh, why didn't they get a tackle at the trading deadline?" A fucking tackle. Yeah, because teams are always just willing to trade a Pro Bowl tackle at the deadline. Why didn't they get a safety better than Marlowe? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Why didn't Gabe Davis catch that ball? Why wasn't pass interference thrown on that play? Why did Josh Allen do, like, you just analyze this. I don't give a shit what you say. And I'm sorry to both you and Kyle. I don't fucking care what you have to say. I'm not going to pay attention to it. So why should I be so arrogant to think that anyone wants to hear what I have to say when I don't want to listen to you? I don't want to hear my wife talk about the game. It's just so stupid. It's not the end of the world. Let's just get past it. But we got to fucking dwell on it. And I'd be fine if I didn't have to sit here for an hour after it and talk about the thing that bothers me. This is a broken record. This is every loss, but it's so fucking stupid. And you never let me not do this. That's what I
want to talk about boner plays of the game.
I didn't have one. Was there one? The
No,
SkyCam breaking.
I had a no boner. I had a no boner since the first time since I started taking hair loss medication. I had no boner.
This was the Viagra game.
I just got one listening to Greg go off. That was actually my boner of the game.
Well, Greg,
I will say the SkyCam thing is interesting. Like, I always wondered, like, how strong those cables got to be, industrial strength, military grade cords.
You've
the fact
always
that broke,
wondered that.
Well, I always wondered, like,
that's always been on your mind.
That's like a 300. Yes, you don't know how I watch football. No, I
love the idea of you at a Bills game just staring at that camera and everyone's cheering and you're just like, how do they do that?
I'm not kidding. I do. I stare at that thing and wonder how it works. Those cameras got to weigh like 1,000 pounds, and someone could die.
It was not 1,000 pounds. Some guy was holding it up when they brought it.
He was a big guy. He was a big guy, and he had it set on the ground. It was set on the ground.
I just imagine, like, when they came back to that delay and like announce it, every Bills fan in the world was like, "Oh fuck, what's going on?" And Craig was like, "Yes, we finally got some answers."
There was at least
a different game.
You know what I honestly thought of, and this is how fucked up my mind is. I actually had this thought. So there was at least one guy out there or lady out there that they were somewhere to watch the game and they had to leave at halftime. They were working at friggin' Macy's and they got to leave at halftime and run home. So they get in their car. They didn't know what was going on, but they knew the score. They drive, they get into they walk in their house. They turn on the TV, waiting for it to warm up, find the channel, and they turn it on. And it's the friggin' Dolphins game. And they're like, what the fuck's going on? Why is the Dolphins game on? And they're like bringing up Twitter to find out, or bringing up the internet. Like, why the fuck isn't the Bills game on? And like that, there was at least one person that got fucked over for 30 seconds on that. And that's what I think about, because
how old is your TV?
It takes a second. No, it takes a second for like the satellite.
You put a blanket on it, rub it up.
Louie, you're not invited back. You
Sorry.
cannot make fun of me. No, you're fine.
Here's what I thought about the camera. I love that we're talking about the camera more than the game at this point.
I'll talk about the camera. I won't talk about the game.
The camera, I thought for sure they're going to be like, all right, well, camera's off and it's down. And then there was going to be some play at the end of the game where they were going to need a camera angle and there'd be no fucking camera. And then they'd be like, that is the only view we have from the camera at the other end of the field.
It would have been funny if that camera was so important that when it was gone, like the broadcast cuts to like a guy with his phone. Like, so you're getting like a phone pic because they were out of cameras. But they need that SkyCam. It's a guy's hands all shaking.
There's like a babushka lady over here.
This fucking Zapruder film.
I have a tweet of the game. I have two because I also don't care enough about the game. It sucked. So I have two. One is wild. So I want to say it because it's so wild. But I'll start with let me start with the real. This one's so crazy. This is a Bills fan. I mean, don't expect much from this guy. His name on here is Seymour Butts.
That's his real name.
His at is like Nike 696. I don't fucking know. He said, this is so crazy. He said, trying to watch the Bills game and they keep playing commercials for the new War Crimes movie. I don't know what movie he's talking about. But then he said, fuck Korean War veterans, which is what a specific war to hate the veterans. It's so crazy. I just had to say that one because I was like, I got to pick a different one. But this guy picked a war. I don't know. Yeah. He picked a war. All right. So this one is from James Padgett at J_Padgett. And he said, Bills look like they were drinking too much of their own Kool-Aid. Which that's I think is the Jim Jones thing. Mass suicide. That's what I think of.
Yeah, well, it means that they think they're great, I think that's what they're trying to say. I don't think that that's the right analogy to use, but I do understand what they're trying to say.
But anytime anyone says like they drank the Kool-Aid, I think of mass suicide for sure. But
so I'll say this about that. I'm not going to talk about the game, but in terms of whether or not the Bills like lost this game because they were overconfident, I wouldn't say that after that Packers half. I know that the quarterback of the team wasn't happy with how they played. I knew a lot of the players couldn't have been happy with how they played. So no, I don't think they went into this game with like this we're unbeatable type thing. I think they kind of had something to prove this week. And then they pooed all over the field. Ooh. There was poo. Sorry to swear.
Do you think, I mean, Allen had some like wildly bad throws this game. And I know we don't want to talk about the game, but is this a game where like, and you last week when we were talking about the trade deadline and shit like that, I said, I didn't want a huge free agent, or what's it called? A huge trade market like Kamara or McCaffrey, because I was like, I don't think they're going to make a huge difference on this team. And I guess I'm kind of backing off because it seems like Steph Diggs is the only person on this team who Allen wants to throw to. And I think I agree with a lot of people that I think the McKenzie experiment in the slot might be over for me. I don't, again, it's tough because he's a fan favorite. He seems like a team favorite, but like you're just not special enough. It doesn't seem like to me. And I don't know if Shakir's the guy, but I don't know.
I should have talked to him when he was eating that burger. I won't talk about this game. I will talk about him in particular and whether or not he is the slot receiver. He has not done much, and I don't know. In terms of shit, I have to talk about the game. Okay, I'm going to talk about the game. Diggs and Davis. there was an early couple of plays where Sauce Gardner was on Diggs, like that play. So I do have a boner when Diggs made the move on Gardner. The first, was it the first or second play of the game, the 30-yard gain that before Josh Allen just gave the ball to the other team. That move he made on Sauce Gardner was like, welcome to the NFL, bitch, I'm better than you, and just took off. And then you didn't hear about him much the rest of the game. That in the early on, Gardner was on Diggs, but then every time I noticed after that, Gardner was on Davis. So if you want to consider him their best cornerback, which I don't know. I don't know anything about the Jets fucking cornerback. Louie, you might. You're smart. I have no fucking idea. I would assume he's their best cornerback, and he was on Davis, and just Davis not good enough to do that. But it looked like, and the safety help was always with Diggs. So every time I noticed. So I'm sure someone like Joby will break that down. Kyle, when he breaks down the all 22, will break it down. But it did look like it was Davis and Gardner one-on-one a lot when I noticed it, and he did not come through. And now I'm done talking about the game.
I just want to say that I think that the Beckham thing definitely does. I know it scares some people. I like what it brings more so because I think you could see everyone's always assuming the guy that they're bringing in is going to be that new answer in the slot. I think Beckham could actually go to be an outside guy with Davis, and you'd see Diggs out of the slot like 40% of the time or something. And I think that could bring some like unique matchups, like how the Rams use Cup. I think you'll see a little bit more of that. But right now, the way that they are, I mean, they're having trouble holding on the ball. Like one of the most embarrassing things to admit for me is that we missed Cole Beasley. Like I don't want to say that guy is anywhere on my wish list, but he was Allen's go-to on these little short plays. Even when just say you don't want to run the ball because they obviously don't want to run the ball or cannot run the ball in third and short.
No.
Well, but Beasley would just release off the line and just be free, and that was his go-to. Where this year McKenzie's dropping that ball, or Josh is trying to force it into somebody else. I mean, this last 5 quarters of football, I know he would just like to forget. I just hope that there's some underlining issue going on and not just deterioration of.
I'm glad you brought up Beckham because it's not about this game. And talking about Beckham isn't because of this game. I was never and am not afraid of what they'll do. I don't care if they sign him to a 5-year, $70 million contract because the salary cap doesn't exist. They'll figure it out. They've proven that they're good at that. They have the quarterback. Nothing else really fucking matters. So just make it happen. And if he's healthy enough to play, I think they will do that. I would highly doubt that they don't bring him in, especially after some games that have recently happened. So I'm not like afraid of it at all. I didn't, like Kyle said, I don't want to trade because I don't think you give up a first-round draft pick for a running back. But he's just sitting there. You're just gonna pay him some money that you already have. Go for it.
Well, one of the things that you said during your rant, Greg, which is something I've said in the past, is the best thing about our podcast is we don't have to take callers.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that a lot of people will call and say, why the hell do we just trade for Hines and not use him at all?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's being said. Yeah.
Oh, 1,000 people are going, you can't just give him the ball. You can't just throw him a screen. You can't just hand off the ball. What is this guy doesn't need to know all that? But something that still, I feel like we talk about and then forget about because the Bills mostly win. So it's easy to forget about the shit that you complain about. But like the usage of Dawson Knox on this team is still, you would figure, like Lou said, without a Cole Beasley, without his like safety blanket in the center of the field, Dawson Knox would have had a bigger role this year. But I mean, and coming off like a decent extension, it's just nothing. The guy, and today was one of his best games, and he had 3 catches for 25 yards. I just don't know what the point of having an uber athletic tight end is if he's not making like these big plays or being put in position to make big plays.
Not to be a Debbie Downer on a comedy podcast, but I've been on the record of saying multiple times this year, I just think it's his brother. I mean, it's got to be his brother and what it did to his offseason. And it just because he's invisible. I mean, you're not, and it's not like this offense is much different under Dorsey. It's just not. And so the fact that he's not getting open or Josh, Josh has forced the ball into him plenty of times. And like we both just said, like he's looking for that safety blanket for for whatever reason, he's not getting open. And I guess I want to give him that excuse or that that bad thing that happened to him and hope that it's that, and maybe not him not being as good as we hoped he could be.
I think also he's just being used to block a lot because the offensive line has been doo-doo in past games, not to directly.
You keep
not to
bringing
directly talk
up
about this game.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
You said poo earlier, and now you said doo-doo.
Doo-doo. Poopy.
We're gonna have to put an explicit content rating on this.
That's right. The sticker. Oh, I'd love a sticker. Can we release a CD that we sell at gas stations with the explicit sticker?
I mean, you try to battle rap me every other podcast. Don't. Right. It's embarrassing.
Oh, come on, Louie. You want to do a battle rap right now?
No.
I'll do a battle rap, but you guys
know. Red shirt in front of the bed won't battle rap me because you know he'll be dead. Yeah, see, he fucking
God,
kill you.
Dude. It hurts me.
Let me do you a favor, Louie. You don't want this.
You just better be careful. I used to sit in the streets of Arizona telling everybody I was from New York, and when they mistaken Buffalo, New York for New York City, I just did a fake New York accent, and then I did some rapping, of me and my buddy did some songs, and we were kind of a big deal. I don't want to brag about it here, but I'll send you the mixtape that we had.
There's not enough money for me. Like anything you want for that tape. I swear to God, I will never let anyone else hear it. I won't rebroadcast or copy it. I want to hear that.
I'm going to be honest. If it turned out Lou was one of the members of Insane Clown Posse, it wouldn't surprise me. Like if it, you know what I mean? Like if I accidentally saw him one time, if like I went to surprise him in his house or whatever, and he was in full makeup and he was like, fuck, now I got to tell him.
But I was just a gigolo. I'm just a fan. That's it.
A gigolo. Juggalo. Juggalo is a male prostitute, right? No, juggalo
is not necessarily a prostitute. It's just a guy that gets a lot of ladies.
Yeah, you said gigolo. It's juggalo.
Yeah, juggalo. I'm dumb. Sorry.
I mean, I don't think that should be common knowledge. You're safe from calling yourself dumb on not knowing juggalo and gigolo.
Gigolo is male slut. Juggalo is insane clown.
Hey, you can't call them
sluts. Jelligo is just a happening guy that loves Jello.
A happening guy.
Hey, you wanted me to do the podcast. I fucking beg you not to do it. So this is what you're getting. And I'm not talking to you, Kyle, or you, Louie. I'm talking to the people listening. Like, you wanted this podcast. This is what you're going to get. So don't fucking complain to me when I'm making Jello jokes and freestyling. Here against my will, God do the pod. Hands up there, I'm looking at God. Make me stop. Okay, I'll stop.
Actually, that kept going. I was like, oh damn, that's pretty good.
Now Kyle's into it. Yeah. Louie would be able to beat.
I was about to drop the beat.
Okay, trivia, whatever.
All right, let's do.
Thomas Mulcahy did not send us a blurb. He is our #1 Patreon, and he is entitled to give us a blurb to say on every single podcast. So I will tell Thomas this if he's listening. I'll put it into the blog that I do for the Patreon. So you can write the blog if you want, because I'm not writing it. But that's so normally this space reserved for our favorite person and #1 fan, Thomas Mulcahy, but he is not. He's gone dark. He's on the dark side of the moon. He's trying to work out some feelings right now and didn't have any thoughts on the game, of which I won't reference.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, Thomas. Sorry, man. Text me. All right. We'll go to the trivia game now. So the biggest news regarding Zach Wilson is everyone knows he banged his mom's friend, right? Pretty cool. When I was a teenager.
This is a weird segue. Is this the trivia game, or are we just telling stories?
No, I never banged any of my mom's friends, mostly because they weren't attractive, and that's the only reason.
You would have.
Yeah, for sure. I used to,
Okay.
there was this one.
Two of your friends
porn-
standing here listening to this story, kind of like bothered by this, that neither of our moms have been deemed attractive.
Greg, when I was a
enough to date.
teenager, you were like 30. we should, if we were hanging out, you're illegal. You should
Yeah.
not.
Oh, it's not me. What if my mom was hanging out? Like, she might have been like,
That's true.
she might have wanted a friend, a young, strapping Kyle friend.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah,
I have no
my
fucking idea.
friend's hot mom used to be a porn I would download on the Lime Wires and the Kazaz. It was that's back. Do you remember when like porn, like when you could first download it, and there was some of those like where they tried to make you believe like it was a real situation, like, oh, I met this girl in a grocery store and now she's blowing me in the car, right? Sean's gonna hate this. He might cut this whole thing out. But remember when that porn first started happening, and there was a time where you were like, is this real? You know what I mean? There was one called My Friend's Hot Mom where a kid, and they made it even look like the camera was hidden on the guy to make it seem like
that's good direction. That's good direction.
And he like went over and was like, hey, is like, Mike here or whatever. Is like, she was like, no, but could you, like, why are you here? Could you help me move something? And the kid went in to move it, and then they ended up banging. And the whole time I was like, this is insane that this is real. I don't think it was, is what I'm saying.
You're one of those people that thought Blair Witch Project was real, aren't you?
You know how many couches I moved for free because of that? I would just show up and be like, hey, you need me to move that couch, man? Like, yeah, thanks, Louie. And then I do it, and then she'd be like, okay, bye.
Louie, why are you always hanging out in front of Raymore and Flanagan? Oh, that's a nice new couch there you got. Need any help?
All right, so Zach Wilson bangs his friend's mom.
Fuck, I thought we were at this weird part.
His friend's mom. No, wait, his mom's friend. Okay, so I'm dedicating this whole trivia game to Zach Wilson's mom. Okay, her name is Lisa Nealon Wilson. Okay, so my first question to you is, how old is Zach Wilson's mom? Greg, you're first.
You got to pick the jersey we're playing for. Do you have to do anything?
Oh, yeah. Sean literally told me, don't forget a jersey. So we will play for Zach Wilson's mom's jersey signed by Zach Wilson.
Okay. If you're about to hang up on the podcast, we have something important to ask you if you're a patron coming up. So Louie goes first. He's the guest. How old is Zach Wilson?
Lou first. Okay, how old is Zach Wilson's mom? Also, I just want to, I was going to say something. We're done. How old is Zach Wilson's mom? A, 42, B, 47, D, or C, 49, or D, 52. I didn't write letters. I fucked that up.
I'm going 42.
42, okay.
The next one after that was 47.
Yes, 42, 47, 49, 52. 47?
Yes.
You're both wrong. It was 49. He was born like August 8th.
I was closer.
1973. So she's 49. So you both have 0 there.
Big moment for her being mentioned on the pod.
Yeah, this will make her career.
Yeah. She probably will have like searches that come from this.
Yeah, maybe.
You mentioned her name.
I mean, I Googled.
It doesn't even have to be bad. Someone's going to want to know what she looks like.
I Googled her a lot to find out this shit. So it's
Louie's checking the Raymore and Flanagan
I am going to need you guys. I am going to need you guys to Google Zach Wilson's mom, Lisa Nealon Wilson, because of a future question. All right, Greg, you're up for this one. Lisa Wilson is 5'6" tall. How tall is that in centimeters? Is it 167, 144, 171, or 152?
Okay, give me a second. 5 foot. I will not spend a lot of time on this. She's 5 foot what?
5'6".
Okay, 5'6".
Lou, are you looking up her?
It's 100 and
Google.
There was like 130 an answer.
No, It
What was
was
the closest to 130?
167, 144, 171, and 152.
144, that one. Whatever one was closest to 130.
5'6".
Yes.
What is she in centimeters?
Mm-hmm.
Still the question. Yep.
Louis, do you want me to tell you how I figured it out?
No.
Okay. Oh my God, you look like you're in pain. It looked like you just burned your hand on the stove.
It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. I want the highest one. The one, whatever.
Okay.
You want 171.
Yes.
Okay. Good answer, but it's not wrong. 144 is the right answer.
They're both wrong.
Fuck,
The correct
I am
answer is 167.
Oh, do you want to know how I thought? On a ruler, 12 inches, I thought was like 30 centimeters. So I did 12 times 5 is 60 plus 6 is 66, and I doubled it. And then I knew it was near there, but I didn't want to like work it out to like the exact thing. But I might be wrong about the amount of inches in a centimeter or centimeters in an inch. Oh, I got a ruler right here. I could have done it.
How?
Yes, 30 centimeters in a foot.
30?
30 centimeters in a foot. So I did 30 times 5 plus 6 times 2. Because it was like about.
Yeah, you should have done times 2 though.
Yeah, why'd you do
done
times
more than times? Well, because it's like
No,
you did 30 times 5, which is 150.
50.
I'm not good at math. So
Yeah.
I did fuck that up.
Yeah.
But I, like math shuts down my brain. I thought I was doing good, but I didn't. Okay.
I would have no idea. I put 152 in there because that was 5'6" in inches times 2, because I figured that's what most people are going to try to do, which is totally wrong. But I was like, whatever, throw that in there. All right. Do you both have you're both scoreless. Do you both have a picture of Lisa Wilson up?
Oh,
What's her? How do you spell her middle name? Neeleman.
Yes. Neil.
Okay,
no, not Neilman. Neilman.
Okay.
No, wait. Nealon.
Spell it.
I don't know how. Just put Lisa Wilson. Zach Wilson mom. Put that. Zach Wilson mom.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. You guys found her?
I got her.
Okay. Now, Lou, you have known me for over 10 years. Greg, you have known me for almost the same amount. So, based on my hotness scale of 1 to 10, what do you think I would rate Zach Wilson's mom as? A 4, a 5, a 6, or a 7 out of 10? And you each get one question to ask me about what I like or what I think is hot. Now, you can't just ask, what do I think Zach Wilson's mom is out of 10? But you could ask things like, am I into older women?
Okay, you don't have to keep going.
Okay,
We got it. Who's first, me or Lou?
Greg, you're first. Lou.
Okay, so this is the question I will ask you. And it's not about the game, because I don't want to talk about it. Is your measurement affected by the fact that like she's Jets quarterback Zach Wilson's mom? Like, does that affect your judgment at all? Not at all, not one bit. She is an incredibly attractive woman, so I will guess was 8 an answer? No. What was one of the choices? It was 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'll say 7.
I don't need to ask any dumb questions as somebody that's been fighting you every time we go to the bar and all the ladies are staring at us.
This isn't fair.
I know.
That's because you're drooling.
I know that you think she's a 6.
Lou wins. It's a 6.
Huh?
That was spot on. Yeah,
Now the government knows I searched Zach Wilson's mom. Thank you.
Dude, I'm sorry. If the government comes after you, they're for sure kicking through my door, because I spent a long time Googling that.
Yeah.
I also spent a long time trying to figure out who's the friend that Zach Wilson banged. And I couldn't, even on the Reddit forums, I could not find it. I'm not overly, she's not unattractive. I know this is going to lose some listeners. She's not unattractive. If she was for whatever reason giving me the time of day in a bar, I'd be like, that's pretty cool. But I would never look at her and be like, I have to talk to that woman. Mm-hmm. So that's a 6, and I might be less. I'm not saying I'm the best looking guy. I'm I can feel Sean editing this segment and being like, I can't put this out there.
Wow.
I think she's an attractive older woman. And I think a 6 is good.
To Greg's question, though, I would not necessarily, I'm not saying what she would be for me, but I would definitely put up any female that's like a football player's mom goes up at least 1 or 2 points.
Oh, see, I thought Greg was asking me, does it affect it because they're a rival team?
Yeah, I think it would be a
you
negative.
were saying it would have knocked it down. Lou's saying it would have bumped it up because you get to brag about it.
Yeah, I got in with Zach Wilson's mom. I'm telling everybody, be like, when the Jets come into town and their stupid fans are behind us and they're like, "You suck, Bills Mafia," and I'd be like, "I fucked Zach Wilson's mom, dude."
Yeah.
It's okay for you to hook up with Zach Wilson's mom if it's consensual and she's down. That's fine. But don't go bragging about it. Like, just be a better person than that,
No,
I wouldn't brag about anything.
Have your romantic moments and then, be a man. Just keep it to yourself. Let's not brag about it. Okay?
Well, she's
unless
popular.
she's like bragging too. Like, then like,
I don't think
then get one of those joint Instagram accounts and like, blast it out to everyone.
This is a video feed. I think if she's banging Lou, she ain't bragging. I know that.
I don't know. He used to be in the Insane Clown Posse. So. I remember him from Arizona.
Like,
he was really good rapping.
She's like, "Are you Violent J?"
Oh, I remember you from Arizona. You were wearing the Knicks shorts. You were doing freestyle. I remember that.
Are you still from the Bronx? Yeah.
What happened to your accent?
I went to college and I lost my New York accent.
Yeah.
Now I speak like this. All right. Well, hopefully Sean keeps that game in there. I could see how that could be perceived as maybe misogynistic or something, but I tried to keep it very not terrible.
If you're listening to this podcast and it's only been 22 minutes and we're ending like right now because we're fucking done. If it's only been 22 minutes, you missed a lot of stuff that Sean took out because it was that bad. Kyle had some things to say. We won't mention them now because we don't want Sean to take this out too. But just know that this podcast was longer when we originally recorded it. And then Sean, who has the final say, edited it all out.
And if he does edit this out, we should absolutely put that segment on the Patreon.
Yes.
Send those 6 people because they'll like it.
Good segue. If you are a Patreon, we've made shirts we're going to give to you. Sean emailed you to find out your size. Get after him.
Or he DM'd you, one of the two.
Yeah, he did. Whatever. Find Sean Murphy. I am Sean Murphy on the Twitter and whatever other way. Like you can send an email to inthehuntcast@gmail.com. However you want to do it. Send me a message. I don't give a shit. Give us your shirt size. And we're sending you shirts. We're hooking that all up. And if you're not a Patreon member and want a shirt, you might want to join a Patreon. But let you do you. I'm not selling here. I'm not talking about the game, and I'm not selling the Patreon. This is a week we all need to just like get healthy, call our parents, and just realize that life is more than football.
And do mushrooms.
That's right. We play the Vikings next week. We want to
we got
30 seconds or less. I'm not doing this. I'm not talking about the game. So we can talk about the Vikings game.
I don't even have a key to the game. Oh, you should fuck Kirk Cousins' mom or sorry, mom's friend. I don't know.
Now that's cut out, so we don't even have it.
There's so much mom fucking in this league. It's so tough. That'll be the key to the game. Kirk Cousins is a nerd. I can beat up Kirk Cousins.
It's funny that if you actually say the league name acronym like a word, it would be NILF. No, it'd be NIFL. Never mind, that didn't work. Sean, edit that out.
Be NIFL.
It'd be NIFL.
No.
Yo, my rhymes are tight and my brothers. It just go right off the rails. Yeah.
I heard it. I heard the accent.
I think it's dangerous. Not dangerous. I don't feel good that Trey White has to come back and guard Justin Jefferson. That's what I will say about the Vikings game. I think that's unfair to him. But what are you going to do? You got to go out there. I think it's going to be tough. They won today. I think they're legitimately a good team. And again, the Bills offense seems to be in a little bit of a rut. Maybe they get it together. If they don't, I don't see how the Bills win this, but I think that Justin Jefferson is going to have a career day and the Bills will lose 49-10.
There's the old Kyle.
Here's what I think happens is we saw at the end of the game, Allen, right, with his arm thing. It looked like he was bothering him a little bit there after he hit it off the helmet on the fumble play.
Yeah, but then he did throw an 80-yard pass.
Whatever. He can throw it 80 yards with one arm, his left arm. But here's what I think is going to happen. Keenum has to play next week because Allen needs to take the week off to heal his arm. And then Keenum and Diggs, the reunion tour, the revenge game, and Diggs goes 12 for 243 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then there's a quarterback controversy going into the end of the year, you know?
Best case scenario.
Yeah. Then you flip Allen for like a second.
Well, I hope Sean liked his wedding. We got out of this one. I'm going to have a wedding next week on purpose. Invite me to your wedding. That's it. This is
Greg, give us a score.
13-10.
Which team?
I don't care. Which one would you? Who do you want to win? Bills win 13-10. There you go.
All right.
I'm not listening to football. I'm not talking about football.
No.
I don't care about football.
I've had to shit. I know we've brought up poop a lot in this one, but my stomach, I've had 4 pounds of chicken wing dip today, and no man should eat that much cream cheese. And it's really having a boxing match in my stomach right now. So I'm glad this is over. Thanks for listening. If anyone has made it this far, I apologize, Sean, if you have to cut some shit out of this one. I apologize to the fans if you're upset by anything I said.
No, I'm not apologizing to the fans. You wanted this cast. You said this makes you feel better. You're getting what you wanted.
Well, I was mostly talking about the trivia game portion.
Okay.
If that upset anybody. It was not meant to be.
Fair.
Just like me. I just want people to like me.
Right, thank you, Louie, for filling in.
I'm always.
Do you want to plug your Nerds Analytic podcast?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that, but yes, me and Kyle.
What is it called? I couldn't remember.
Analytics are for the Nerds podcast.
Okay, I had 2 of the words from the title there, so I was close. I've listened to it before. I like your podcast. I'm giving you an opportunity.
Thank you. Listen to me and Kyle Turner talk about our fantasy football endeavors, one would say. And that's fun. And you could read my sports Bills articles on Sportsnet.
I have.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You get paid per click, so you don't even have to read it. That's what I do. I just go click it, and then I close it right away. So hopefully you're not paid by time on page, but...
If you want to fund Louis' second chance battle rap career, click on that. So we'll have enough money to quit his job and just focus strictly on the battle rap.
That's all I want.
I think one of the ICP guys is close to dying, so they might have some position out on Indeed if you're
and they're all big dudes too, so
Indeed.
Insane clown posse. Wanted, one rapper, white, has to be able to dress up in clown.
Dental and medical, 401k, 2 weeks vacation.
Fat.
Oh my God.
Also,
one of the other members of the Insane Clown Posse has an analytics podcast too. So you two will have something to talk about. All right, that's it. Stop talking.
All
right, fine.
Bye. Sweeto.
The bills make me wanna cry. Kick my heels up and cry. Throw my hands up and die. Come on, the bills are giving it their best try. So curl up in a ball and cry. Say you will. Hey.